Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to Golang programming. Our next video, after we set everything up, we'll look at how to make a basic program in Go. So first, all Go program, let me see what I did here. Okay, I have my tutorial over here. I made a folder called app. Fac. So you want to make a folder in your main. Make an extra folder in your main. We called it Golang tutorial. It'll be our tutorial. And you want to make a folder inside that called app. This is where we'll work with programs and we'll save our progress. Inside this folder, you want to make a file called app.go. That'll be a Golang file. So I'll erase it and I'll remake it again. So here I can click new, save. Now let's call it app.go. Easy to remember. Now the first thing you do when you make a Golang file is that you need the package main. Make this bigger here so you can see it. All Golang files start with this line. So package main. Now when you have package main, then you can import the other packages. So right now we just input a popular one, FMT. This is format, and we'll make a simple hello program again, and we'll build on with it. So I have package main, and I imported FMT, and we'll look in the docs to see what that does. So since Golang is a new language, most people they learn it by looking at the docs a lot. And the documentation is very good. It has a lot of good examples. So I'm going to go to Golang. I'll just type in here Golang Fmt to find out what this is. And it should point me toward the documentation. And it says here, format FMT implements a formatted I/O with functions analogous to C's printf and scanf that format verbs derived from C's but are simpler. So this is basically like a formatting tool, and if you want to read more on it and know what this package does in great detail, then you can do it here. However, after practicing this a lot, then I kind of have some experience with this. So I'll just show you what I use it for. So this allows us to format the strings. So we're going to edit. So we're going to make take this function here, and I'll say print line. So when we write print line, this is going to give us the ability to make a message to the console. And what we put in here inside these brackets, these round brackets, this is called a string. So anything that's inside these brackets is kind of like a message. We'll call this a string. So we'll say, hello Martha. Now I'm going to cd into this file. So I click here, I copy, Sorry about that. Okay, I'll cd to this file here, and I have a window, so when I use git bash, I have to change the slashes. If you're using a Mac, then you should be fine. Alright, we're in this folder right now. So when I type the command go run app.go, it should print out this thing right here. See, it says hello Martha, so that means it works. The second thing we're going to do is we are going to look at the Go documentation some more, and we're going to try to walk through it. So right now we look at the FMT, and we're going to go over to the Go tour right here. So this is, if you start the Go tour, that's at golang.org. This is the first thing that will see. So we go to golang.org, and we say, it says here, take the Go tour. It's like the basic tutorial. It has a hello statement that we just took and we just copied, and we said hello Martha. So let's just walk through this and let's see what we can build from this. This is the languages. If you want to learn Go and do this tutorial in your own language, we would go with English. Alright, so here we have a package. We have this program, and we're importing FMT and time. And over here on this line, line 8, it says welcome to the Go playground. So that's what it will print off. And it will also tell you the time, because it has this function, time.now. So we're going to look at the time function in the Go docs, and then we'll make a program using time. So I come over here to the Go docs and I look for the package time. If I was looking for it directly on the internet, all I would have to do would be to simply type Golang time, and it would take me to this page over here. We have time, and it says here package time provides functionality for measuring and displaying time. So we have the package time, but we have all these different methods of using time. There's a sleeping function, an after function, time, a way to print out months, a date, time now. We have some examples how we can change the time. So we'll look at some of these. But let's start writing a program. Continue writing our program. So here in the docs, okay, if you go to this in the docs, well, you can import round, use round round braces over here, and this will allow you to import multiple stamps. Now Golang is unique from other languages in that you cannot use something if you use something, if you have something over here but you don't use it, it'll give you an error. For example, I have time right here, and I'm not using time anywhere in this program over here. So when I try to run this, because I'm not using anything, it'll give me an error. Say it says here, app go line 5 imported and not used. So you can't import something and not use it. So people like it because Golang is probably easier to use because there's nothing that you can import that you can't use. So we're going to use time right now, and we're going to use it to print out what time is it. So I have here format print line, because this prints something. We said hello Martha over here, and now we're going to print the time. And if I can, you see it's the same thing here in the Go docs. We're going to do some new things to it. So we have a string today. Okay. You have a comma. You need this comma in between it when you are printing out, when you're appending a variable or a integer or something like that to a string. You need a comma. Most languages like C++ and Java will have a plus sign. Python and Golang they'll use a comma. So time, we can say time, and since we have time over here, the specific thing inside of time we want to use is the function now. So now returns a current local time. So we want to use now. And here's more. So this is now. This might give us an example how now is used. So here's a program. Returns to current local time, function now, time, and it does all this stuff. But we're going to simplify it just like this. So we take time, and then we're going to type now. That's going to give us access to now. And I will run this code again. Okay, hello Martha, and it gave me a reference to time, not the actual thing that I wanted. So we're going to fix that. Oh, here, this is what I needed to do. Alright, so you see the string here says today, and this prints out the time. It says the date, it says the hour, and it has where in the world I'm in right now. Another thing we can do is we can format time. So you see this thing over here, time.now. We're going to change that and we're going to make a variable. So instead of having to write this time.now, I must want to call something. I want to call it now. So this double colon sorry, this equal sign and colon. This is going to give us a variable, and you can think of a variable as like a cup, that holds information. So this now is kind of like a cup. Think of it as a cup that's marked now, and we're going to pour into that cup information, and we want to pour into it the time of now. And this is uppercase now, and we have a lowercase now. So instead of having to type time.now over here, all we have to do right now is just type now. And we'll get the same thing. Hello Martha, today, da-da. So let's change this somewhat, and let's look at some ways. That was a time. That should have been just the time. Not the date, it's the time. Right, time. So this is the whole time. Let's see if we can get not the whole time, but just some parts of the time. So I will type format, print line, and let's just look at what today is. So today, and then now, this is the form, and then we're going to format this string of this information over here, this variable now, time.now. We're going to format it so that we get a piece of it, not the whole thing, just a piece. So we hit format, time, then ANSIC. This function right here will give us a piece of time, which is part of the now variable we made, which is really a time.now function. So we're going to get this today. We're going to format the time to ANSIC. If you want to know what something means in detail, all you have to do is look it up. Just Google everything. What is ANSIC? Okay. So it seems to be something related to time. Alright, so if you want to know anything, you just Google it. So enter another variable there, and then so we get the day. So we have the time, then we abbreviated it just to the day and the time, or a different format that was probably more readable. Now we're going to find the weekday. So if I want to find the weekday, I can go and format print ln and week day. So now again, because we made now over here, which is just time.now, and we're going to type in a weekday dot string, and again let's refer to the docs. And I want to open up some more information. I'll type Golang weekday. So interesting. Let's try this out. Alright, so that works there. Let's look for now weekday. Let's look for, okay, here we go. So weekday. So it says weekday returns the day of the week specified by T. So I have over here now this day of the week, and that would stand for T here, and then next to it I would have the weekday, which would find the day, and this would turn it into a string. So this might have an example. So you just need to have an example, but even still, you can find find this online. Example to say time now weekday, can often find a program that would utilize the same thing. So we have programs here and blogs here that will show you how to use Weekday. Alright, let's look at some other things. So found the day of the week. And right now it's Saturday. So let's call this day of the week. And now I want to find next year. So I'm going to make a new variable right now. I'm going to call it next year. Now in Go, or most programming languages, it's common practice to call variables in camel case. That's when the first letter is lowercase, and then the second word, the first letter of the second word is uppercase. And then the next word, if you have another word here, you want to call it uppercase, and then type the rest lowercase. So we have next year, and we have the variable now, which is really just time.now, the time of now that we changed over here. And we're going to use add. Now I want to show you what add does. So I'm going to try to find it here. Okay, time add. So add returns time, and it adds a new time to it. So there's different forms of add here, but the one we're focusing on is this one, the one under time. So we have an example of time over here. We're going to look at this a little bit later. We're going to add time, we're going to add date, but let's just try to add hours to this. So first we have time, then we have 365 days that we'll use. Each day has 24 hours, and you want to multiply that by whatever time or hour that we have right now. Then after that, we have this variable. It's like a cup, another cup. So we have one cup called now. We put in time and now into. We have another cup called next year, which we put time now by these numbers into it. So format print ln the string next year will be, and then we're going to use this new variable we made. Okay. And we're going to format. We're going to get a piece. So this is a form of how to collect time. There's different ways we can take time. We'll just use this right now. And let time dot now let's run our program. Let me clear this from the screen. Okay, all misspelled. Okay, next year will be Sunday, July 14th. And of course, we can even add a day. If I wanted to add a day to it, I would have, so make a new variable next year plus 1 day. Have now add 366 24 times hour make sure it's inside. So I got something like tomorrow, a year from now, the day will be, and then type next year plus 1 day. So we'll format that, and then we'll use the time, this form of time. And there's different forms of time that you can use to get different formats. So tomorrow, a year from now, the day will be Monday, July. So this was either a Monday or a Tuesday. So let's look more deeper into the documentation. We can comment this out and just push it down. Let's look at some other things we can do in the documentation. So here we have the time example of time add. So if we run this, okay, we have all right, we're adding 10 seconds to the current time that we have. So 10 seconds here, 10 seconds over here, 10 minutes over here, 10 hours, 10 days. And we're adding it to this time. Let's see if we can change this a little bit. I want to see if we can change this program because it's adding 10 minutes to the time of this date that we entered in here. I want to add 10 minutes to now. So let's see if we can do that. Start here, time. We make now. Better make now. This might work. We'll see. Time now. Okay, I can just print. Start. Let's try that out. So when I comment this, this means this code won't run anymore. That's basically what it means. So we got exported name time now, undefined timeout time. Oh. Okay, so we got time now again here, and let's see if we can add, since we have the time, let's see if we can add some things. So restrict after 10 seconds. Let's start time second times. If you get another number, declared and not used. Oh, okay. We have to we declared here, so we have to print. Okay, it worked. So we added 10 seconds to this time that we have over here. So we added 10 seconds. Let's see if we can add a minute. 1 minute. Actually, sorry, 10. We'll just do 10 minutes. So this makes a variable, but it's this function that prints it out to the console. Okay. Now there's different forms of time that we can use to modify this. We'll probably get to that later. So let's just go for hours and days. So now you see how we progress from just now to 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 days, and here we have different forms of time that we can use. This is the add here looking at the docs. This is the add function. Here we have other things that return the years directly. tells you the time before or after. This is like true or false. We'll get into that later. Hours, days. Here's the documentation that I'm borrowing from. So for days, it looks like they want us to take the hour times 24 times 10. We'll see how that works. It says declare to not use, so I didn't use it again here. So I'll do copy, here we go. So we have, again, recap, we added 10 seconds. First, over here, we got the time of now. We could have called this anything, but this is the name of our variable. We took time over here, and then inside time, there's a function inside this package called now. We made it into the small lowercase now, which could be anything, and we turned that into start. So we renamed it, and we renamed it again. We actually didn't need to do that. We could have just done this here, and it would still run the same way. Okay, so then we made a variable. This is just a name, whatever we want to call it, doesn't matter. But this just matters. We have start. We're going to add. We have the add function inside of time. And we added 10 seconds, then 10 minutes, seconds times minutes, minutes times 10, seconds times 10, minutes times 10, hours times 10, and hours times 24 times 10. So that concludes us to what we have for this tutorial. Next tutorial, we'll continue through the Go tour. Thank you. This is the Green Lantern. Have a great day.